A true Yankee has to have a ring. Yankee captain Derek Jeter has 4. By that measure, Alex Rodriguez isn't a true Yankee yet, but he's inarguably the most talented one and a recent league MVP. But at least one man believes the man in the Yankee clubhouse is Gary Sheffield. That man is Gary Sheffield, who suggested as much in an interview with New York Magazine. Sheffield is quoted as saying Jeter isn't the club's leader. He also said, quote, "I know who the leader is on the team. I ain't going to say who it is, but I know who it is. I know who the team feeds off. I know who the opposing team comes in knowing they have to defend to stop the Yankees." Jeter and Rodriguez both downplayed the story, and before Friday night's game in Toronto, Sheffield had a chance to address his own comments.
In general, I was talking about every place I've been, and not particularly the Yankees or this situation. And, being me, when I say something, a lot of people like to run with it and make more than what it is, and now it becomes a story. I'm not vocal, to guys or whatever. The younger guys, I make sure that I pull to the side and say certain things to help them out. But Jeter, everybody knows he's our captain, and we all respect that. And nothing can break our friendship, and that's the same thing with A-Rod. We have a friendship and a bond that can't be broken.
But all that's just talk. How about the actions of the Yankees in Toronto? First inning, Gary Sheffield pops off again. 2-run poke with the line drive variety, 22nd of the year, 2-0 Yanks. Sheff gave Aaron Small something to work with in his third start of the season since getting called up. 5th inning, bases loaded with Blue Jays. Small against Frank Catalanato, 6, 4, and 3 for the double play, and that is cause for a Small celebration. Bottom 6, still 3-0 Yanks. Blue Jays threatening again. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Greg Zaun, your batter. Small still on the hill. And that's another 4-6-3 double play. Look at the great relay by Jeter. That's leadership. Inning over. Small now perfect 3 for 3 since getting called up. Here's Buster Olney on Sheffield's potential for distraction.
Winning streak in Minnesota. Sox pitcher Bronson Arroyo earlier this summer released a CD entitled Covering the Bases. Didn't cover his bases, giving up 7 runs, including 3 right there in the bottom of the first. It's 4-0 Minnesota, just like that, as Joe Mauer, Matt LaCroix, and Jock Jones all score. Top 6, 7-0 Twins. Johnny Damon up, loops it to center, but Lou Ford makes the great grab to rob him of the hit. Top 7, same score, runner on for Kevin Millar. Works that one deep to center, but Lou Ford certainly getting his money's worth. Take another look, scales the wall, helping out Brad Gradke, who retired 16 straight batters at one point, as the Twins win for just the 2nd time in 9 games.
It is sweet like candy for the Orioles under Sam Perlazo. 2nd day of the Perlazo era in Texas. The O's making C.J. Wilson sick to his stomach. Luis Matos, dribbler infield single because Micah Young couldn't make the play barehanded. 2 runs come in, 2 O's, and Wilson's troubles are just beginning because in the 3rd, Jay Gibbons layered down and smack him, yak him. Center field, 3-run shot, his 16th of the year. O's up 6-0, same inning. Wilson can't get out of it. Brian Roberts tees off, his 17th. Wilson done. He gave up 8, 6 of those in the 3rd. Perlazo now a perfect 2-0. The O's win at 10-5. The absence of Barry Bonds has made the Giants the rare big league club playing well under 500, yet unable to fly under the radar. And the San Francisco summer just got even more uncomfortable, thanks to a radio talk show host's racially focused criticisms, comments which drew comparisons to both John Rocker and the pre-civil rights era South. The man responsible for them is Larry Krueger of KNBR Radio, the Giants' flagship station. Late Wednesday night, after a Giant loss to the Rockies, Krueger said, quote, "It's just awful. It really is bad to watch. Brain-dead Caribbean hitters hacking at slop nightly. You have a manager in Felipe Alou whose mind has turned to cream of wheat." End quote. Here's Alou's reaction.
Not only that, this guy is blaming the Latin guys on the manager for what happened. He's not blaming the American guys at all. And the timing now, in 2005, when the United States countries engaged in trying to frighten so many people around the world, and right here, somebody gonna call the Latin brain dead? It's hard for me to digest that.
Giants organization also issuing a statement in response, saying as a baseball team who has a very deep and rich Latin history. We want to let our fans both here in the Bay Area and around the world know that these types of characterizations of members of our organization are unacceptable. We've enjoyed a long relationship with KNBR and believe that these are the views of one on-air personality and no one else associated with the station, end quote. KNBR has suspended Kruger for a week. On the field, the Giants trying to slow down the red-hot Houston Astros, leading the NL wild card. Andy Pettitte, speaking of hot, first pitcher since '86 to allow a run or less in 8 straight starts. He's 6-0 in those games, but that streak ended fairly quickly. Bottom first, Lance Niekro. That's a 2-run shot. So much for the streak. Niekro's 11th of the year. And here we go. Second inning. Same score. Jason Schmidt against Orlando Palmeiro. 4-6-3 double play. Omar Vizquel makes the great turn. Now, folks have said Vizquel could be the greatest ever. I don't know. Ozzy, pretty good. 9 Gold Gloves on the resume. Great pivot there. Top 6, 3-0 Giants, 2 outs. Schmidt against Morgan Ensberg. Schmidt, 8 shutout innings. Giants get a heartwarming win, 4-0. Not to mention Mark Mulder against that guy, John Smoltz, 8-0 in his last 10 starts, but none of those starts involved Albert Pujols. 2-run poke in the 30th of his season. That makes him the first player in Major League history to hit 30 home runs in each of his first 5 seasons. That's what John Smoltz is thinking about now. Top 4, 2-1 cards. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Mulder in a spot, but gets Johnny Estrada to ground into the 1, 4, and 3 double play. Mulder allowed just 1 run in 7 innings work. 6th inning now. Smoltz in a little trouble of his own in the 6th. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Smoltz to the red-hot Jim Edmonds. Wild pitch. That'll advance the runners to second and third. So then Edmonds gets the 4-finger treatment. He's on first to load the bases for Mark Grudzielanek. Grudzielanek strikes out on the bender, 2 outs, so Smoltz has almost escaped, if not for Abraham Nunez. Base knocked the other way. 2 runs are going to come in. Nunez gets thrown out at second, no matter. Cardinals go on to win at 11-3. Smoltz tagged with his first loss since June 6. Mulder gets his 13th win, and the Cards draw first blood.
Well, I'll tell you, there really hasn't been much of a difference for the Cubs this season with or without Nomar Garciaparra in the lineup. The Cubs are playing 500 ball either way. Their batting average, though, is slightly better with Nomar, but the on-base percentage is virtually the same. Nomar making his first start since April 20th when he tore his groin. We're going to flash back to Nomar coming out of the batter's box, tearing his left groin on April 20th.
Still hurts.
To look at it, absolutely. So we go back to Friday night, top 2 tied at 1. Nomar facing Tom Glavine. Nobody out, nobody on, and Nomar, the 1-3 grounder. He went 0 for 4 in his return. Bottom 2, Mets lead at 3-1, 2 on, nobody out. Jose Reyes facing Rich Hill. Reyes grounds to Nomar, who freezes, looks to third. He had a play there. Hesitates, decides to throw to first, can't get anybody out. The Mets would score 6 runs in the second. Kerry Wood making his first ever relief appearance after 174 career starts. Bottom 6, Wood facing Woodward, Chris Woodward, who pops out to Derek Lee to end the inning. Wood pitched 1 inning, gave up 1 walk, and nothing else. Top 8, Mets lead 9-4. Lee facing Glavine with 1 out. That's a solo shot. His 33rd home run, a new career high for him. Mets go on to win 9-5. The final. Cubs lose for the 6th time in 8 games. Sox with little Elvis sprinkled in. It was Elvis night at U.S. Cellular Field. And Matt, someone should have told Seattle starting pitcher Joel Pinheiro, don't be cruel. He hits Tadahito Iguchi in the helmet with the pitch. Take another look. The trainer would have to come out and make sure Iguchi isn't all shook up. Iguchi able to laugh it off and stay in the game. Top 6 tied at 2. Richie Sexton at bat with Raul Ibanez on first. Ibanez coming all the way around. He will score. The Mariners win this one 4-2, the final.
Is he wearing blue shoes? Tribe, Tigers, Pudge Rodriguez appealing his suspension, a 4-game variety, so in the lineup. So was Casey Blake. Down 1-0, the Indians are, until Blake finds the people out there and right, his 13th of the year. Still in the 6th, Blake up again. Base knocked to left this time, brings in Victor Martinez and Jose Hernandez. Blake, 3 RBIs in the inning. Tribe up 7-1. Still the 6th, Johnny Peralta at the plate. Broken bat goes to third, off third baseman Brandon Inge. It was a mess. Indians up 9-1. Blake scored twice in the inning as well, and Cleveland wins 9-6.
What a time to have to face the A's. The Royals have dropped 7 straight, while the A's have won 14 of their last 16. Jeremy Affeldt on in relief with a 4-3 lead. Top 8. He walks Eric Chavez. Next batter loads the bases, putting Dan Johnson aboard. Affeldt walks 3 of 4 batters. He comes out of the game. He said, quote, "I don't have an excuse. I flat out stunk, plain and simple." So bring on Ambiorix Burgos, pitching to Bobby Kelty, who works that one to right. Bobby Crosby scores. It's Kelty's 46th RBI of the year. Game tied at 4. Next batter, bases loaded. Burgos pitching to Jay Payton. Throws the wild pitch, gets by catcher John Buck. Chavez comes in to score, and the Royals have dropped 8 straight. Nationals and Padres meeting for the first time this season. Top 1-0 Pods. Khalil Green, watch this, makes the great diving stop to get Nick Johnson at first. Top 9, game tied at 5. Chad Cordero pitching. It's worth noting that the Nationals have lost 11 straight 1-run games. Robert Fick facing Cordero with runners at the corners. Fick works that one to center, scores Mark Sweeney. 6-5 Pods. Livan Hernandez usually owns the Padres. He lasted just 5 2/3, gave up 12 hits, 4 earned runs as the Nationals lose their 12th straight 1-run game.
From the Bob 8th inning, Rockies down 2, but not for long. You are so not using that bat again, Matt Holliday. 426 feet it goes, a blast so prodigious it produced debris on both ends. Holliday left with just a nub. Diamondbacks worried about the other end. That's a good play, but not necessarily a top play from Friday.